Sammy.
Hi, world.
The wonderful creator of Sam I Am.
What?
Now, introduce our staff to you. My name is Miss Fabian. This is Miss Leona in back of me. Leona. And I need to take the camera from Barb. This is Miss Barb. She's going to be photographing you with her foot
What's
camera.
up, Barb?
Okay. Now, we held a meeting of the Kids Council last week, and we discussed Pluto. Some people have been wanting to debate it, but we realized there really wasn't much of a debate because there was a science committee meeting in 2006, and they decided that Pluto was no longer a planet. So instead, we decided just to make it a discussion. I'll just give you a little bit of background information that we talked about. Pluto was discovered in 1930. It was named after a 9-year-old girl, or she named it, I should say. And at that time, it was the biggest object that they could see in the outer limits of our solar system.
Wow.
But as time went on, they got better telescopes, and they started to get suspicious that there were other things out there. And some people think there's as many as 70,000 objects out there in Pluto's orbit. And as their telescopes got bigger and bigger, they started to doubt that Pluto was a planet. And finally, they found an object even bigger than Pluto. So in 2006, the science committee met and decided Pluto was no longer a planet because it had to meet 3 conditions. Miss Isabel is going to tell you about the first condition.
The object must orbit around the sun. Yes.
It does orbit around the sun, so it meets the first condition. Miss Elizabeth's going to tell you about the second condition.
It must be spherical and it must be caused by its own gravitational force, which is a yes.
So it's got to be spherical, which is like a ball, and it can't just be a random ball. It has to pull itself into a ball through its own gravitational force. And it does, so it's met 2 out of the 3 conditions. Now Miss Lulu's going to tell you about the third condition.
It should be the biggest, most gravitationally dominant object in its orbit. Never get home
Okay, so this was the reason they decided Pluto was no longer a planet. Because they decided out of these 70,000 objects that it was no longer the biggest, baddest thing out there in its orbit. Why was that, Maria? What else did they discover out there?
In 2005, an object bigger than Pluto was discovered in its orbit. Its name is Eris.
And it's 25% bigger than Pluto. So, they could have voted to have both of them be planets, that was one thought, or they could have decided, let's just keep it the way it is, just out of tradition, we'll keep Pluto a planet. Or they could decide neither Pluto nor Eris is a planet. And what did they decide to call Pluto after that?
The science people decided to call Pluto a dwarf planet.
Right, a dwarf planet, and they decided Eris is a dwarf planet too. But some people didn't like this ruling, and Miss Sammy's going to tell you why.
Not fair. It wasn't fair because not all the science committee members were there when they made this decision.
It's true.
And it has sentimental value.
Yes, it does.
Because people actually like Pluto. And we all really like Pluto.
And as you said, it was named by a 9-year-old girl, and that's kind of cool.
And we're pretty much all
And a lot of you are 9-year-old girls, so good argument to keep it a planet.
All of us are 9-year-old girls except him. Except you.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
9-year-old girls.
How are you?
Now, Miss Isabel is going to tell you what they used to teach to school children so that they could remember the 9 planets when Pluto was still considered a planet.
My very educated mother just served us 9
Now, Miss Elizabeth is going to tell you what they're now suggesting we tell school children to remember the 8 planets.
I'm Yoshi.
My very educated mother just served us noodles, which is bogus.
Noodles, yes, bogus.
Bogus!
So, just a minute, Lulu. So, what I think we really need to do, we don't need all this scientific information and committees and 3 conditions. What we really need to know is, what do we like better? Is it pizza or is it noodles?
Pizza!
So,
Noodles!
Pizza!
Pizza!
Okay,
Yoshi!
I think it's unanimous, but does anyone like noodles better? One person, sorry, you're overruled. Pluto's a planet again.
Sorry.
Okay, yay! Okay. One more little bit of information. Maria is going to tell us, or I guess it's Lulu's going to tell us something about people that don't agree with this ruling. What it is the person that discovered Pluto is a resident of 2 states, New Mexico and Illinois, and he doesn't like this business of Pluto not being a planet anymore, and neither do the states. So, every year on March 13th, they do something to protest the Science Committee's ruling. Ms. Lulu will tell us what that is.
On March 13th, New Mexico and Illinois celebrate Pluto the planet.
And Maria, what do they do to celebrate Pluto the Planet Day?
They party!
Okay, sit down, please. One more thing. At our next Kids Council meeting, show me your hands if you want Sam and Julian. You're being disrespectful. Next Kids Council meeting, show me your hands if you want the Kids Council to write to the Science Committee and tell them that they have been overruled. Okay, we're doing it. We're writing the Science Committee.
Yeah!
And we'll let them know. We'll get back to you.